Good evening, and thank you for your patience. Technology is great, but sometimes it's a challenge for us. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Sure. Ms. Hurst? She is not coming to this, but she'll be at the other one, at the school committee. Ms. Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Naylor?
Present.
Ms. Gresham is absent. Ms. Perez?
She's in present.
She's muted, but she said present.
Yep. And Mr. Collins?
Here.
Mayor Sarno?
Present. Is there a motion on the floor to go into executive session, which will come back to regular scheduled meeting?
So moved.
We have to, okay. Enter executive session to discuss strategy related to an agreement between Springfield School Committee and the Springfield Federation of Paraprofessionals regarding remote learning expectations. 2, conduct strategy session in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel. And 3, discuss litigation related to an SEA case, and the committee will return to open session.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst? Absent. Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Naylor?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham? Absent. Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno?
Yes, no insufficient vote. This matter passes. Thank you. We'll go into executive session and we'll be coming out in regular session.
Josue, are you on there?
Yes, we are live.
Josue?
Yes.
It should be.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, also, yes, we have to.
Is this, where I can't hear him. Are you there, Josue?
I'm here.
Is this Zoom just the executive session, or is this going out public?
This right here is going to the public. You have to go into another Zoom session.
So we have to leave this one and go into the next one.
Correct.
Then you're coming back to this one.
Yeah, so do we actually leave it or do we just minimize it on your screen?
You need to.
Or you
We are.
actually have left it?
I'm not-
Okay, we leave it, so there's no, okay.
Yeah. Thank you for the patience of the public again. We'll call the meeting to order for the student representative. This is the Springfield Empowerment Zone. And it's so good to see our students' faces. And just to let you know, besides myself, the Vice Chair Chris Collins, the School Committee Woman Maria Perez is on. School Committee Woman Latonia Naylor, because we have so many on the screen. School Committee person, Attorney Pete Murphy is also on. I think we have everybody that is on for this evening. So with that, we have my old junior high school and Marcus Kylie Middle School, and Giolani Luna, and Navia Claudio. If I pronounce it wrong, please correct me. And they're supported by Wanda Gallagher, assistant principal, and Kiana Johnson, teachers. So I would usually say, come on down, but now I'm going to say the screen is yours.
We're going to say, Josue, light him up.
Light them up. Giolani?
Oh,
Yeah. You should be unmuted, I believe, and you're first. I don't see her actually.
I'm sorry, do you want us to introduce? I know that we have Giolani Luna is going to be speaking first, and then Nevaeh Claudio.
Thank you very much.
And I believe she is here. Oh, she's saying she can't hear.
And because we have a number of students, which is great,
Okay.
you have to stick to about 2 minutes apiece or less.
Is Nevaeh, are you here?
Nevaeh?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, Nevaeh, how are you, Nevaeh?
I'm good.
The screen is yours, Nevaeh. Go right ahead. Nevaeh, you're muted. Okay, go right ahead, Nevaeh. It's all yours.
Good evening. My name is Nevaeh, and I'm here to talk to you about Kylie Middle School. I'm proud to say that I'm an 8th grade student here at Kylie. My experience here has been great. All the teachers here are amazing, are always more than happy to help you with anything, school or non-school related. The students here are also very understanding and friendly. Being here at Kylie makes me feel safe and welcome. In 6th grade, I had gotten a letter that said, and that letter was for National Junior Honor Society. I was excited because I knew that this was a big opportunity that not everyone had, so I had to take it. Doing that changed many things. It changed the way I view myself and my future. The program created a place of encouragement and taught us how to be the best me I can be. I earned the opportunity to be placed on NJHS, and since my goal is to continue to earn my seat and always strive for more. I know that there are many opportunities in life and that you should take them when possible. I also have gotten more confident in speaking in front of others because of NJHS. I'm also a participant in the Fit Zone program with Mr. Lorenzano. I think the idea of incorporating health and wellness along with fun and education is awesome. It's also just one of the things that Kylie has to offer to better their students. Also here at Kylie, I played soccer. Soccer was a fun sport and I made new friends playing it. Due to COVID-19, it's very disappointing not being able to resume and participate in some of the activities such as soccer. Hopefully, a safe decision on when things will resume to normal would take place soon. I now would like to talk about how my online school is going this year. Online school was a little bit of a struggle to start, but I started to understand and enjoy it. I know that it's for the best of us, better safe than sorry. The goal should be all students, their families, and the school working together for the success of each and every student. I would like to thank you all for this amazing opportunity tonight, and I look forward to having a successful completion to my final year here at Kylie Middle School.
Great job, Nevaeh. And you were first.
Great job.
You were first. First time ever students speak out. That's right. Under this COVID-19. And you were another Springfield first, Lita. Thank you so much. Did a nice job. Is Giolani? Miss Johnson, is she?
Yeah, so
Yes.
I asked, oh, yay, there she is.
There she is.
Yes.
Giolani, the Zoom portrait is yours.
Okay, thank you.
You.
I'm proud to call myself a student of Kylie. I've experienced many great things at Kylie. One of my many experiences is when I didn't understand one of the lessons my teachers were teaching me, but I was not embarrassed or shy to share that information with my teacher. Kylie is an accepting and safe place. Knowing that made it easy. The teachers are very understanding of your situation and try to help in any way possible. So are the students of Kylie. The students of Kylie are mature and hardworking, so the environment in my classroom is easy for me to work and stay focused. Everyone's supportive. Online schooling so far is very easy for me because my teachers are patient and always give us details for our work and so we can understand. They go step by step for us. In the past 3 years I've been at Kylie, I've been an active member of NJHS. We help the community in any way possible and try to be our best and better ourselves all the time. We also make a right path for our following Kylie family. I'm also a member of band. I play the flute. For me, playing the flute helps me release pent-up emotions, also channeling it when I feel like I can't talk to anyone. Kylie is helping me and everyone at Kylie to get ready for our futures. I want to say thank you to everyone at Kylie. We are the future leaders of tomorrow. Oops.
Great job. You look like Congresswoman AOC, too. Yeah. Kylie, way to open it up. My old junior high. All right, way to go. Oh, we got more.
We have more from Kylie.
Okay, this is prep middle school. Darius Motley and Gianna Ramos, and I know Julia St. Martin principal is on, Sherry Drapo is on, and Catherine Mazzini, instructional coaches are on. So whoever would like to introduce Mr. Motley and Ms. Ramos.
Thank you so much. Gianna, would you like to go first? Okay.
My name is Gianna, and I will be explaining my experience so far with virtual learning at Kylie Prep. Good evening. Teachers, students, and school committee. Today I'm going to be describing my virtual learning experience. Although the start of every school year is very exciting, this year was a little different. Virtual learning is not the easiest type of learning. Being on a computer for 8 hours is difficult. I feel that it is easier to communicate in a real classroom instead of through a screen. I miss being with other students and teachers. However, I'm learning a lot about technology and computers, which will benefit me in the future. One thing I like about online learning is that I'm happy to see my classmates and teachers. I also love my crew class. Crew is starting to feel like my school family. It's a class that helps me get ready for the day, and in the afternoon we have technology help. I can also just be myself in class. I look forward to being in school as soon as possible, but I know I need to stay safe right now. I'm thankful to have the technology I do so I can continue to learn and grow. Thank you.
Nice job, Gianna. Thank you.
Great job, Gianna. Darius, are you ready?
Darius Motley?
Hi, all. I just received some information from his mom that he's not going to be able to make it this evening. She sends her sorrows for any inconvenience that this may have caused the meeting.
No inconvenience at all, Mom. And Darius, we'll get you next time. Okay. The parade continues with Marcus Kiley Academy. And LaSalle Bomina, Associate Principal Tim Bush, Dean Dr. Bush is here. I saw, but the speakers are Caprice Cheyenne Jones Bayman and John Lewis Dominguez. Come on down, or if we're gonna have an introduction first.
Thank you for having us. I will tell you, it's been a wonderful experience starting a new middle school with such wonderful scholars that we have. It's been a really enriching experience. And so I can't say enough about the parents and the students. It's just been wonderful. And our two scholars today have worked really hard to make sure they present something that represents them, the school, and our community. And so the first person I would like to introduce is my champion, my first ambassador, Ms. Caprice Jones Bayman. Okay. Caprice, you start us off, please.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Serrano, Superintendent Warwick, and school members. My name is Caprice Jones Bayman, and I'm a sixth grader student at the New Kiley Academy. My school year has been an excellent year, and all my teachers have been very nice. And in my opinion, I think online school is better because it's a better chance of me focusing. And the work here is incredible. It feels just like in school. Also, it feels great to be a Kiley student. I love my teachers and classmates I work with. I think more people should be a Kiley student. You will love it.
Very good, Caprice.
So yes, just a little biased, but well done, Caprice. Well done. So proud of you. And next up, this young man joins me for lunch every day. We have a Zoom lunch period. And Mr. Dominguez is one of the first to join. And so he's almost like my lunch buddy as well. He's my second ambassador, Mr. John Dominguez.
Right, John.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick, and school committee members. My name is John Lewis Dominguez, and I've entered Kiley Academy in the 6th grade. I had a vision for my start of middle school, but due to COVID-19, those moments have been put on hold. That doesn't mean I can't make new ones, even though this has been hard on all of us. The teachers have been going above and beyond to deliver education to us. Let's stay positive and hold on to the idea of we're turning into a classroom learning. May everyone have a good evening, and it's been an honor to be a part of this event.
Well done, Mr. Dominguez. Well done, my friend. Muy bueno, amigo, muy bueno. Ah, qué rico.
Very good, Dr. Bush. Thank you. Okay, John F. Kennedy Middle School is in the house and supported by Associate Principal Matt Sullivan, and Antoine Norman Williams is in the house.
Let's go, Antoine. Antoine, you're up, buddy.
Antoine?
There we go.
Yeah, all right. You're on, Antoine.
So good evening, Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick, and esteemed members of the school committee. My name is Anton Williams, and I'm here to proudly represent Kennedy Middle School. Tonight, I am here to celebrate how far Kennedy has come in my time here. 6th grade was rough, but with the help of amazing teachers and just amazing staff all the way, my 6th grade year was phenomenal. Amazing teachers like Miss Louie, my math teacher. She not only made math interesting to me, but her personality was evident every day. You could tell she truly cared about each and every student. My 7th grade year was special at best. I did well in 7th grade. I enjoyed meeting new people and friends. My ELA teacher, Miss Holloman, was one teacher that really stood out for me. She taught me to enjoy reading and writing with her old, laid-back yet tough style. This year was really different for me. Learning online is a lot tougher than learning in school. And at first, it was difficult to get to my online classes and navigate what class to class I had to go to. And I didn't even know how Zoom worked at the time. Now, even through the screen, I can feel the teachers' passion for school, I can feel the passion from my teachers and peers. Hold up.
You're doing fine, Antoine. You're doing fine. You got an assistant there. Don't worry about that. Okay?
Doing an awesome job, Antoine.
All right, so now I'm really good at Zoom. I can navigate all my classes. And finally, I want to say thank you to all the teachers and students who has made it its goal to bring back Kennedy to greatness.
Thank you, Antoine. Okay.
Great job.
Chestnut Tag is in the house. Zain Al Baghdadi, and Dennis Robinson, and supported by Ariana Horn. I know she's on. I thought I saw her. So if there's an introduction, but Chestnut Tag is in the house.
Good evening, everybody. It is so good to see so many familiar faces. I love to see that we're all doing good. I have 2 students with me. They've been doing so good virtually, and I thought they would be great to have the opportunity to speak. So Dennis, if you would like to start us off, you can go.
Good evening. My name is Dennis Robinson. I am a 6th grade student at Chestnut Tag. I am going to tell you about what I've been enjoying with remote learning. The first thing I've been enjoying is using the chat tool. I like being able to talk to all my classmates at the same time using emojis to express my feelings. The next thing I like is our lunch breaks. The reason why I like our lunch breaks is because they are very long, which gives us even more time to work on unfinished homework and classwork. And I can make or cook my own meals. Also, I am fond of after school because it helps me learn, study, and get to know everyone a little more. Although we are online learning, I enjoy being able to learn each subject. I am hopeful that moving forward, we are able to go to our building. Learning online has taught me that I can do everything I need for school still. It helps me to be creative and understand different ways of learning. Lastly, I would like to encourage everyone to keep trying their best. I am very thankful for my teachers and their will to teach online. In closing, thank you to Ms. Horn for believing me. Thank you and have a good day.
Nice job, Dennis.
Great job. Good job.
Good job, Dennis. Zane, would you like to go next?
Zain, you're on.
Good evening. My name is Zane. I am a 6th grade student at Chestnut Tag. One thing that I have accomplished is making friends. At first, I did not know what to do. I thought that I would struggle and not accomplish, but deep down, I knew I had an open mindset. I just needed to dig in and to find it. And to find it, I made 2 goals. One is making friends, another thing is having an open mindset. Once I accomplished these, I knew I had an open mindset. One thing that I want to accomplish is making it through the year. With that said, COVID-19 has interfered in my life, and I knew that a lot of things would change. I had to give up a lot of things, but I know that I can accomplish making it through the year. I just need to keep pushing to make it. I am also very grateful for all the teachers and their will to teach us while COVID-19 is going on. In closing, I would like to add some encouraging words to my fellow classmates. Although we're virtual, I know that we will work hard, stay focused, and keep pushing through the year. I would like to thank Ms. Horn for selecting me to represent my class at Chestnut Tech. Have a good evening. It's been a pleasure.
Way to go, Zane.
Great job. Great job, kid.
Nice, Zane. Chestnut Impact Prep continues the education parade tonight. Lorma Reyes Santiago, Joseph Reyes, supported by Yesenia Gorman, the teacher. She is here, I believe. So I don't know if there's introduction.
Yes, I'm here. Hi. Thank you for having us. So I'm an 8th grade science teacher at Impact, and I have brought with me today Lorimar Reyes, who is a beautiful and bright young lady whose camera isn't working, but she still showed up to deliver her speech. So if you're ready, go ahead, Lorimar.
Lorimar?
Good evening, my name is Lorimar Reyes, and I'm here to represent Impact Prep. This year is nothing we expected. A pandemic hit us, schools and jobs have been closed down, and many lives have been lost, but that still hasn't stopped us from moving forward. Luckily, here we are today, standing strong and continuing to achieve our goals and dreams. However, for me, it hasn't been so easy. School is a bit more difficult now that it's online, but I'm still persevering through the year. Online is a bit more difficult because I'm a very hands-on student, but thanks to the amazing teachers at Impact Prep, I am still able to learn, and thanks to them, I can still achieve my goals for this year. One of my goals for this year depends on me doing good in school, so that's what I'm going to do. My goal for this year is to get into a good high school so I can have the best possible education for my future career. I'm sure many other students feel the same way, which is why the school system should keep improving, not only in the city of Springfield, but in all of Massachusetts. To wrap up, I would like to thank everybody for this opportunity.
Lorimar, thank you very much.
Beautiful, thank you. And then next is my very enthusiastic student who I enjoy seeing when I get to see him, Joseph Reyes.
Joseph.
Hi.
How you doing, Joseph?
Good. My name is Joseph Reyes. I am an 8th grader at Impact Prep. I think this year has been difficult for everyone, but for me, it's been confusing navigating around the computer. I have since comfortable with it. It's been a challenge to communicate with teachers since they can't give you their undivided attention. And it felt odd, but I've since gotten used to it. Teachers are doing a great job keeping us engaged as our focus can be easily distracted at home. The hopes I have for the school year would be to end school year. I have students and teachers to return to school and family to be safe. I hope to graduate on stage from 8th grade. I hope we can all learn and appreciate everything we took for granted. I want to take the opportunity and act of all the people that made this school year possible. I think I speak for many. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you both.
Chestnut continues. Lyceum, Chestnut Lyceum, and it's Jaden Horaz, Genelise Azario Maldonado, and they're accompanied by Kaylee Warbaugh, Meredith Randall, Debbie DeStefano, Kristen Easton, a roll call of teachers. Chestnut L, it's yours.
Good evening. My name is Francisco Alvatorio, proud principal of Lyceum.
You were there on the list, Mr. Principal. I apologize.
Thank you all for having us here. We're very excited, humble, honored to represent Lyceum. We have Jaden Porras, we have Janielis Irizarry ready to share. Janielis, are you ready?
Good evening. My name is Janielis Irizarry, and I'm representing Springfield Lyceum College Preparatory. As a bilingual student, sometimes I feel different. My experience with school might be different from everyone else because I had to move to the United States from Puerto Rico without knowing any English. At first, it was hard to learn English because I didn't understand, and then I got used to speaking English. When I was younger, I was made fun of because I spoke and looked different from everyone else. Now I am in middle school and I am facing a set of new challenges. After being in the same school for 6th and 7th grade, I switched to Springfield Lyceum College Preparatory School. Being in a new school is a lot of different and complicated emotions. For my experience, it's really difficult to be in a new environment with different people and new teachers. In Springfield Lyceum College Preparatory, they offer a lot of activities that I would enjoy. I'm really interested in doing some of them, but there are so many to choose from, but I would like to play volleyball and baseball. I've always been interested in math, and I'm looking forward to what I can learn in math class. In the future, I want to go to college and study to be a chiropractor. However, my ultimate goal for this year is to make honor roll like I did in Puerto Rico.
Janielis, you sounded pretty good to me.
Great job.
Good job, good job. Next, we have Layla Hernandez.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Layla, I'm sorry, we didn't have your name. Go ahead, Ms. Hernandez.
Good afternoon. Virtual learning has been an advantage. We do not have to do the extra walking through the hallways to switch classes. Lunchtime is the best time because my mom is the best lunch lady. The way we have to do work is also more relaxing because I have no distraction from friends. I just make sure I place my headphones on and listen closely to my teachers. There is no interruptions unless somebody has a question and needs to unmute. One of the best things about remote learning is that I can continue my education without worries and distractions. And I also have comfort and safety in my home.
Ms. Hernandez, very nice job.
Last but not least, we have Jaden Porras.
All right, Jaden.
Hello, everyone. I'm a 6th grader and I attend Lyceum College Preparatory, and my experience with Lyceum College Prep has been good for just 3 weeks of virtual school. I know all teachers are supposed to be nice and caring and help students, but these Lyceum teachers take it overboard, which I really appreciate. And they aren't just our teachers. They care about everything outside of school. They're like counselors and friends. The lesson plans of Lyceum are easy to understand, and I know it's weird for me to say, but I feel like all students can agree. The things we have to do are pretty clear, but since they're in a lesson plan / Google Slides, the work for Lyceum Prep is not hard, but it is not easy. It's pretty straightforward too. The classes are not boring at all unless you just talk about the same thing. And Lyceum teachers do not do that, by the way. Our teachers make it fun for the students while educating us about a certain topic in class, just like in our physical education class. We play Kahoot with difficult questions, but it's competition in a friendly way, of course. Our schedule for virtual learning is good and easy to understand. The asynchronous and the synchronous thing is amazing. I really like it, and I'm pretty sure other students like it as well. I really enjoy the Lyceum learning community. It's a very chill education community. Our teachers are like our friends who just happen to be educating us about a certain subject. Thank you.
Jaden, way to go. Nice hair too, Jaden. Pretty soon, Chestnut, and all the hard work of all of us, but especially school committee woman Maria Perez, you're going to have a neighbor right next door to you. The new Brightwood Lincoln School too. So That's good. Way to go, Jaden. All right, to close it out is Forest Park Middle School. Jacob Roman, Janelides Castro Gonzalez, supported by Assistant Principal, and I found Freddie Torres. Forest Park, you're in the house.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Forest Park, we appreciate the invitation to be here tonight. Along with me tonight, we have Janielis Castro and Jacob Roman. They are two of our 8th grade scholars. So Janielis, you're up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janice Castro, and I am an 8th grade student at Forest Park Middle School. Remote learning for me has been really weird since we can't really get to know our teachers better through person because, in my opinion, it's really better to be in person. But it's something I look forward to every single day. And one of the things I've learned that really stuck out to me was learning about one of my favorite role models, Ruth Benson. And she is not only a role model to me, but to millions of other kids and adults. And I just really, she's really inspired me to the work of law. And thank you for letting me share tonight.
Thank you, Janielis.
You're up.
Good evening. I as well am thankful for the opportunity to share my experience with remote learning for you all tonight. My name is Jacob Roman, and I'm also an 8th grade student at Forest Park. So far, remote learning has been challenging because it's something that we're not used to, and not a lot of people will have in the future will have this opportunity. But at the same time, I feel like this is good because it's expanding our arsenals just in case anything just like this in the future happens. Something that I found really interesting about in one of my classes is the size of an atom in science class. I found it interesting that for somebody to scale the size of an atom, you have to compare the size of an atom in a grapefruit to the size, to like a blueberry on the earth, and then blow that blueberry up to the size of a football field. And even then, the size of the atom will still be the size of a grapefruit. Marble. And something that I look forward to upon returning school is basketball. I'm really into sports, and I can't wait for the basketball season to start. Thank you.
There you go, Jacob.
Great job.
All our middle school kids from the Springfield Empowerment going to our kids. Great job.
Yeah, great job, everyone.
Stay healthy.
Mayor Sarno, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I think we have Chestnut Academy on. Diane Bear, are you there?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We have a list. Okay.
Okay.
I just want to say, everybody, what a great job everyone has done. I have two young ladies, Adriana Santiago and Jadalis Ruiz Lopez. I think they're a little camera shy, but Adriana, you want to start?
Hi, Adriana. Don't be shy. Can you see my smile too?
Hi, I'm proud to say that I'm a student of Chestnut Academy. My teachers are so kind and understanding, and instead of getting frustrated when we ask questions, they encourage us to ask. It's such an amazing environment, and the other students and kids are really respectful and nice. I think online school is better for us, especially at the times that we are going through right now. The positives of online school are that we still get to learn and communicate with each other. Even though it's such a bummer that we can't interact or socialize too much with our classmates and friends, it's also a great way to get through our lessons without any interruptions, as we would in school. Although online school is amazing, there are some downsides to it, like how much screen time there is. I feel like it's a bit too much and excessive. I can be It can be also frustrating because the Zoom kicks people out or it can act up. And yes, some of these problems involve the internet, which can be fixed, but it's still super frustrating to learn and being interrupted by this. Overall, I think online school is amazing.
Thank you, Adriana. Jada Lee, are you ready to present?
Yes. Hi, my name is Jada Lees. I am proud to be a student at Chestnut Academy. Chestnut has been a great school the past years, and the teachers are wonderful. Online learning is good, but there are some negative things to it. One difficult thing is that if you don't understand some of the work, the teacher can't be right there to help you. Another negative thing is that we are on the computers for too long. One positive thing about it is there's less people bothering in the class or interrupting the class, and we can focus a little more. I like how we start at 8 so we don't have to wake up at 6 to get ready and head to school. We can get ready and go on the computer. That's why Zoom has some good things. Thank you.
Nice job. Well, again, to all the students and the teachers, administrators, wonderful job. We appreciate it. And please stay healthy. Follow all the public health things that Commissioner Helen Carlton Harris has told us to do. I know we can do it. We did it before. Yellow, and we want to be green on the map or lower. So we need to do that, okay? And then before you know it, we're going to be back together again. God bless you all. That concludes the student representatives Speak Out Middle Schools for Springfield Empowerment Zone.
Thank you, everyone. Great
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You can call us. Yeah. We'll call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
For Ms. Hurst?
Present.
Attorney Murphy?
Present.
Ms. Naylor?
Present.
Ms. Gresham is absent. Ms. Perez?
You said present.
She's here. She's
Okay.
here. She said present.
Okay. Mr. Collins?
Here.
And Mayor Sarno?
Present. Can we all please rise for a moment of silence and we'll move to the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I also want to thank Focus Springfield, Josue. Thank you again for your efforts, and Focus Springfield for facilitating these meetings to the public. And with that, we'll move to approval of the minutes. Approve the minutes of September 17, 2020 regular school committee meeting. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to accept? So moved. Motion by Vice Chair Collins. Is there a second? Say again, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Mayor.
Second by Attorney Murphy. Because we're on Zoom, a roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
You're on mute, Denise. You're on mute. I'll say anything. Denise, you're on mute.
Denise, you're muted.
I am so sorry. I had to take
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. This is just on the minutes. There was a motion by Vice Chair Collins, a second.
Yes.
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Naylor?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham is absent. Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno?
Yes, one sufficient vote, this matter passes. You know, I also wanted to do this is the first for the city of Springfield, the city of first. The student representative is Nazir Jennings from Springfield Public Day High School. Nazir, where are you, Nazir? Are you on? Because you're gonna have to give us a 30-minute presentation tonight, too. No, I'm just kidding. Extemporaneous. But Nazir, thank you. We'll now move to voting items. A is to approve the Springfield Public Schools face mask policy. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Thank you, Mayor. This policy has been through the subcommittee. All the policies tonight have been through the subcommittee. Didn't know if Attorney Kennedy, if you wanted to give us a quick overview, or someone from the team.
I'd be happy to do that. Yes, thank you. So the school reopening team reviewed this policy before it went to the subcommittee that Ms. Hurst chairs for curriculum and programs. And it's a face covering policy that was modeled after the Mass Association School Potty, but was revised to be more specific to address the school district. So it's divided into different sections. It is a requirement for anyone going into a school building in the district to wear a face covering, and whether either in the building, in school offices, or on school grounds when school is in session, on school grounds when school is in session is essentially it, and on school transportation, even when social distancing is observed. There are exceptions for the face covering requirement. Students who are in pre-K and grade 1 are not required. That's DESE's recommendation, but they also are strongly encouraged, if they're able to safely and appropriately wear a mask and be able to remove it and handle the face masks appropriately, then they're encouraged to wear those masks. Students who have medical or behavioral or other challenges making it unsafe for that student to wear a face mask also can be exempt, but there's a specific process that needs to be followed in the policy that the student or parent's guardian needs to give to the principal a note from a physician that identifies the medical behavior or other challenge the student has that makes it unsafe for that student to wear a face mask. And then the principal will take that information and consult with the school nurse or the school occupational therapist, or even Springfield Health and Human Services Department, to determine whether that that information is appropriate to approve that exemption. The other one in the policy, that certainly when people are unconscious or incapacitated, they can't remove their face mask without assistance, then they don't have to wear a face mask. There are certain activities that are set forth in the policy in which that school activities in which face masks are not required when students or staff are eating or drinking, or during mass breaks that are done throughout the school day. And then also, depending on the activity and the ability to social distance, students may not be required to wear their face masks or face coverings during physical education classes. And also it addresses that face masks will be for school sports. That would be that students participating in school sports will wear face masks consistent with the requirements set out for the Mass IAA requirements for that particular school sport. So whatever the, and that's been reviewed by the district for in approving school sports. The policy also identifies whose responsibility it is to provide the face mask. Parents and guardians of students are supposed to provide their child with a face mask. Staff are responsible for providing their own face masks, but the district will have disposable masks available for both students, staff, and visitors if they do not have a face mask when they arrive into the building. There also, the district will provide some family with information about how to properly wear and remove and wash cloth face masks. There is a section on student violations of this policy, and that consistent with the PBIS philosophy that the district has, that there's different levels of trying to coach that student to properly wear their face mask. With speaking with the educator, we'll speak with the with the student, then it could be rose to the level of a counselor speaking with the student or the principal. And then to the extent it's necessary, the principal speaking with the parent or guardian about the expectations of wearing a face mask. And when, if those are not successful interventions, the principal would then has the ability to reassign the student to remote learning until such time as the student can comply with the face mask requirements. Staff also, if there's a violation of policy, will be treated consistent with how staff are disciplined for other school committee policies. And this policy also applies to visitors as well. And this policy would remain in effect during the time of the pandemic and until the Springfield School Committee rescinds this policy, if it is adopted.
Thank you, Attorney Kennedy.
It's been through Denise Hurst's subcommittee. I don't know if Denise wanted to
Ms.
speak to
Hurst?
it.
Sure. Thank you, Superintendent and Mayor Sarno. That was a great explanation, Attorney Kennedy. Appreciate that. It did come through subcommittee unanimously. It was myself and Mrs. Naylor. I would just add that in addition to the piece around the mask being worn during sports, the other conversation that we had during subcommittee was about the statute and about students being prohibited from wearing masks that could be disruptive. And Superintendent Warwick stated that administration and teachers would get some level of training around what that exactly means, because it very well is subjective and could differ from school building to school building. So outside of those two particular recommendations, we were happy to recommend it to the full committee for support.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst. Any questions or comments?
Yes, I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Ms. Perez.
Yeah, looking at the last one on the violation policy, once they are the student is put in remote control, what process will we take in order via a conference or reading agreement that the student is agreeing to come back in utilizing the mask? That's the only question I have, because the last one, it looks like so open. So I didn't see some procedures in place is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that would be a reach out from the administration at the school to the family to work that out. So it would be the principal or assistant principal at the school that would be reaching out to the family to work that return out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion on the floor, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Hurst, is there a second? Second. Second by Vice Chair Collins. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yeah. Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Naylor?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham, absent. Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno?
Yes, 4 to 0 votes, matter passed. Thank you very much. We'll now move to B, to approve the Springfield Public Schools non-discrimination on the basis of gender identity policy. Superintendent Ward, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, this one has been through subcommittee. I don't know, I think Katie O'Sullivan is on. Katie, do you want to take us through it, or Melissa?
Sure. The next policy and the next two, we're gonna have Katie O'Sullivan discuss it. Katie O'Sullivan's the Title IX coordinator for the district, and Matt Grimes is also with us this evening. He's our talent acquisition, diversity, and inclusion administrator. He is going to speak to aspects of the policies as well.
Ms. O'Sullivan, Ms. Grimes, please.
Excellent, thank you. Would you like me to share it through PowerPoint, or would you like me just to discuss the highlights of the proposed policy?
I think it's kind of dense. I think I can go through the highlights because everyone's seen it.
Yeah,
Chris?
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you. The non-discrimination on the basis of gender identity policy was written in response to DESE's guidance on gender identity. The gender identity policy has been developed to create a safe and supportive environment for students and employees. The policy specifically prohibits discrimination, harassment on the basis of gender identity. Gender identity is a protected characteristic that is covered under the Springfield Public Schools harassment policy. The policy clarifies issues for students relating to the following: names and pronouns, transitions, privacy, confidentiality, and student records of gender identity. It also addresses the accessibility to restrooms, locker rooms, and changing facilities within Springfield Public Schools. It also covers physical education classes and athletic activities for these students, dress code, and other gender-based activities that would be looked at on a case-by-case basis. In addition, this policy also clarifies issues for employees relating to names and pronouns and accessibility to restrooms within the Springfield Public Schools.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
And it's been through Denise's subcommittee. Again, I didn't know if Denise wanted to serve.
Sure. So this policy as well came through unanimously. However, we were able to have quite a bit of healthy discussion. There were some concerns that were raised, particularly around when parents and or guardians would be involved in the process. And I think that Jeannie Clancy talked about how important it was to ensure that our students, no matter what it was that they were going through, had the support of a good adult, whether that was in the school building, that would be able to help them have that support outside of the building. That was brought up because Ms. Naylor made a really great point, just really wanting to ensure that kids are able to have discussions with caring adults, with their parents. And so we also really needed to, and I think it was Matt Grimes who spoke to it, really need to ensure that we have a policy that is inclusive, welcoming, and affirming for all students.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion on the floor, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Hurst, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Collins. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Naylor?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham's absent. Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno?
Yes, four sufficient votes, matter passed. Thank you. C is to approve the revisions of anti-harassment policy of Springfield Public School employees. This is the first of two required votes. Superintendent Warwick, please.
I'll turn this one over to Katie O'Sullivan and the team.
Ms. O'Sullivan.
Katie, you're muted.
Thank you. This is a change in policy from an existing policy. The reason for the change in policy is the Springfield Public Schools policy was amended, or our intention is proposed to amend it because the U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights amended the existing Title IX regulations, which became effective August 14th, 2020. The Title IX prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex in education programs or activities receiving financial assistance from the government, inclusive of K through 12 schools. The major changes to the major changes in this policy is that we are splitting it into two, one that will address employees and one that will address students. And the major changes in regards to the harassment issue is to the Title IX portion. And those changes are specifically the Title IX definition of sexual harassment, when and how schools respond to and investigate allegations of misconduct, and then specific procedural and due process requirements that fall under the Title IX. The definition of sexual harassment has been codified by Title IX in the new changes. It specifically calls out what sexual harassment actually includes, which is different. When and how schools respond to and investigate is that under Title IX, the Springfield Public Schools is required to investigate every formal complaint and respond meaningfully to every known report of sexual harassment. Title IX regulations also highlight the importance of supportive measures designed to preserve or restore access to to schools' education program or activity. And then the final major change is the specific procedural and due process requirements. There is now it is prohibited to have a single investigator model. Instead, it requires a decision maker separate from the Title IX coordinator investigator to do the ruling. The preponderance of evidence standards is now a part of the Title IX. And then another major piece is that the Springfield Public School must create and maintain a period of 7 years for records documenting every Title IX sexual harassment investigation regarding employees. And finally, there's equal opportunity for parties to appeal the process and the ruling.
Thank you, Ms. O'Sullivan. Ms. Hurst, I don't know if you want to comment on that.
I would just say the only thing that came out of this particular discussion was making sure, and either Attorney Kennedy or Ms. Naylor can correct me, was making sure that there was a reference that there are other policies that one would have to reference with respect to if there was a crossover with respect to like our social media policy or the
harassment. Yeah, and bullying.
Yes, the bullying policy. So there is potential for crossover, and that there are things that could be captured in other policies in addition to what's there. But otherwise, it was voted upon unanimously as well.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Hurst. Is there a second? Second. Second by Vice Chair Collins. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Naylor.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham's absent. Ms. Perez.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno.
Yes, for the sufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you very much. D is to approve revisions to the unlawful harassment of students policy. This again is the first of two required votes. Superintendent Warwick, please.
I'll turn it over to Mary Jo and Melissa.
Attorney Kennedy, Attorney Shea, please.
Yeah, so this is the unlawful harassment. Katie O'Sullivan just discussed the unlawful harassment with regard to employees. This next one is with regard to students. As she had indicated, both the one involving students and the one involving staff previously was contained in one policy. This is the student one was separated out from the staff one. Katie, I don't know if you'd like to add anything in addition. It's similar to the changes that we made with regard to the staff with some slight deviations, and I'll turn that over to Katie just to kind of highlight what the distinction. Katie, you're on mute.
You're muted, Katie.
Sorry, I still can't get used to this.
It happens to all of us.
So again, the distinction is the split between the two. And then the new changes, again, are primarily focused on the Title IX and the issues of sexual harassment. The other areas of harassment are still within the policy, but these are the major changes. And the changes, again, were the same for impact. The major changes, again, were the Title IX definition of sexual harassment. The only difference between the employee and the student definitions of sexual harassment was that the Office of Civil Rights uses the term physical sexual acts against a student's will or where a student is incapable of giving consent due to the student's age or the use of drugs or alcohol, or because an intellectual or other disability prevents the student from having the capacity to give consent. That is the difference in regards to the sexual definition of sexual harassment, which again has been codified in the Title IX regulations where it hadn't been. The other issues of when in-house schools respond to and investigate allegations and specific procedural and due process requirements are the same as the employee policy.
Thank you, Ms. O'Sullivan. Any, Ms. Hurst?
No, nothing further on that, nothing more to add.
Any other questions or comments? I'd like to note, and we're very appreciative, that many of the students who spoke at the middle school, the Springfield Empowerment Zone, are still on the line, viewing and watching. And observing. We really appreciate that. I want to give you a round of applause. Okay, is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Naylor.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham's absent. Ms. Perez.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno.
Yes, one sufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you very much. We'll now move to E, an agreement between the Springfield School Committee and the Springfield Federation of Paraprofessionals related to remote learning expectations. And we want to thank Kathy Mastronardi, always very good to work with. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, Kathy, it's just a pleasure to work with. This was a fruitful negotiations. We talked about it in executive sessions. It just defines the role of para and what we expect now under remote learning expectations. I don't know if you want to give us a brief overview, Melissa, or are we ready to take this?
Again, a lot of this has been delineated in executive session, but I mean, if there's any questions or comments or any clarification with Attorney Shea, that's fine. If not, we'll entertain a motion on the floor. Move we approve. Motion by Vice Chair Collins. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Second by Attorney Murphy. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Sure. Ms. Hurst.
Abstain.
Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Naylor.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham's absent. Ms. Perez.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno.
Yes, for insufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you very much. F is to approve the 2020 to 2022 principal pay scale. Superintendent Warwick.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, this is something we went over during executive session. We have ranges for principals' pay, and they have individualized contracts with incentivized compensation. Again, we went over it in executive session, so unless there's any further questions, I recommend approval on the vote.
Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion on the floor? So moved. Motion by Vice Chair Collins. Is there a second? Say again, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst.
My apologies. Is it possible for either Attorney Phelps or Attorney Kennedy to weigh in? May I vote on that if is it principal, and is that inclusive of assistant principals?
Yeah, you'd be able to vote on this because it doesn't include the assistant principals. It's just
okay. So yes. Sorry.
Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Naylor.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham's absent. Ms. Perez.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno.
Yes, for insufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you very much. We'll now move to reports of standing committees. A is student relation, parent concerns. Ms. Gresham is absent, unavailable to be with us tonight. B is buildings maintenance committee. Vice Chair Collins.
We had a great tour of the school. And it is the Brightwood Lincoln School. It's really coming along well. We had a nice tour. Not everybody was able to make it, but some people made it. Very impressive. Very, very impressive.
I don't know if we have any questions or comments. Ms. Perez, again, we want to thank you very much. You were the key conduit liaison there. We appreciate that immensely.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, any other questions, comments pertaining to Vice Chair Collins' report? Hearing none, Legislative Contracts Committee, Ms. Perez.
No report at this time, please.
Thank you. Curriculum Programs Committee, Ms. Hurst.
It was the various policies that we heard this evening, Mayor, what came before the committee.
Thank you. Ms. Hurst. Budget and Finance Committee, Vice Chair Collins.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Vocational Education Committee, Attorney Peter Murphy.
Oh, no report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Technology Committee, Ms. Naylor.
No report, sir.
Thank you very much, Ms. Naylor. School Safety, again, it's Ms. Gresham. She's unable to be with us tonight. Special Subcommittee Staff Demographics, Ms. Perez.
No report at this time.
Okay, thank you. And now put your hands together for Nazir, Naz Jennings, Springfield Public Day High School. This is a reporter comments from student
Yes.
the school committee. Naz, you're on. You're first, you know.
You said I'm first?
No, you're first. First ever from the Springfield Public Day High School.
Yes.
Naz, you're the man. You can do your report, please.
Huh?
You can, if you like. That'd be great. Anything to report from the school, or if this year?
The school lunches. I think we should have like healthier lunches for the students because like fattening food is like bad. Like they be having like steak and stuff like that. So I think healthier food.
So noted, Naz. What else do you have for us? What do you have to go my way?
Huh?
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Naz?
Not really. Besides, not being able to go to school because the COVID and stuff.
Hopefully, we will defeat this, Naz, and we'll get back to school before you know. But we want to make sure it's healthy and safe. So, Naz, you are the first from Springfield Public Day High School. I want to give you a round of applause.
Thank you.
Naz, look forward to meeting you. We will now move to the report of the superintendent, Superintendent Warwick.
Thank you, Mayor. The first report, I'm going to ask Yolanda to come on, Dr. Yolanda Johnson, Head of Guidance Services, and talk about SATs. Back in 2005, we put an SAT program during school into place for our students. We obviously need to scale it back this year, but Yolanda came up with the principles with a very creative way of doing something for our students that really need to take the SATs. And I'd like her to walk you through that now. So I'll turn it over to Yolanda.
So good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Chair and School Committee, and Superintendent. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you this presentation regarding the SAT School Day. And I also wanted to acknowledge Dr. Tokars, who has joined me tonight along with Jeannie Clancy. So I'm just going to kind of quickly walk us through this presentation and entertain any questions that you may have. So as the superintendent shared, we have been administering the PSAT for the past 15 years and added the SAT, I want to say it was the last 6 years, with the goal of increasing college readiness skills for our graduates. However, due to COVID-19, the SAT school day in the spring was canceled, and the class of 2021 did not have the opportunity to take the exam. A point of reference is to note that during the 2018-19 school year, 979 of our students participated in the SAT school day between March and April and of 2019. And only 5 of those students had taken the SATs before. So 99.9% of our students are first-time test takers. And in this past school year, of course, we are experiencing a pandemic. Approximately 297 of our students took the SAT. So Superintendent Warwick assembled a team that includes the assistant superintendent, the supervisor of nursing, our chief schools officer responsible for high schools, 2 principals, Dr. Tokarts and Ms. Coburn, and myself. And what I also wanted to say, you know, when we look at the background, the SATs, the PSATs were initially funded by MassMutual. And when MassMutual discontinued that financial support and began to support the district in other ways, it was always a priority to ensure that this opportunity was afforded to our students, and it continues to be a part of our budgeting process annually. So the considerations for the 2020-2021 school year as it relates to college entrance exams is we recognize, of course, post-secondary readiness and the benefits of the test during this time. We're also factoring in the loss of instructional time. You know, but this pandemic has definitely shed light on why access is important for our students, and we are planning for a SAT school day administration accordingly. Normally in October, we provide our students with the PSATs in grades 10 and 11, but we will not do that this fall. We're going to postpone that along with what the College Board guidelines share in January, and then the PSAT 10 in the spring, as long as it's safe to do so. Our rationale is, of course, the pandemic and the impact that it's had. The SAT is a very important part of this process, and the disrupted testing cycle presents challenges to our students. So our solution is to provide the class of 2021, our current 12th graders, with an opportunity to take the test on Tuesday, October 27th. Our testing sites will be all high schools. The Conservatory of the Arts will join Renaissance. And our alternative school campuses will be at one location since they are smaller in size based on the number of students that sign up. We will, students will register in advance and adhere to social distancing guidelines as well as health precautions. And we'll use an electronic sign-up process. So, you know, just the context of why Tuesday the 27th, we are going to prioritize students. It's a first come, first served basis, but we're going to prioritize students based on the fact, based on if they've never taken the test and they need to test for early decision. And we are also experiencing students that did not have the opportunity to take the test on a Saturday in August and September due to limitations that testing sites had. It was a capacity issue. In-person testing logistics, we will of course abide by health department guidelines, which will include but not limited to answering health screening questions and wearing masks at the test site. Only students with pre-approved College Board accommodations will be eligible for accommodations during the test. Social distancing, PPE, we will provide disposable masks for students without them, and our school nurses will be on site to support the testing administration. We will manage this by having students divided into 2 groups, an A group and a B group. And classrooms will be assigned, students will be assigned to classrooms in groups of 10. And the testing time between the 2 groups will be about 85 minutes. So this is a sample, this is our schedule. Group A, the first group of 50 students will start, the teachers and educators will be on site at 7:35, and we'll be finished with the first group by 12:35. The second group will start approximately 85 minutes later, starting at 9 and ending at 2 p.m. What we're doing is in alignment with the College Board guidance. So this is not something that we made up on our own. This plan is very much in line to what the College Board has outlined. They have a flexible testing policy, which is normally not the norm, to allow us to be able to test students with safety, the safety and health of everyone involved. this just kind of talks about, the fact that the timing in test breaks will still apply in accordance to the College Board guidelines. And this is a sample schedule of the testing dates, in an opportunity to test students, along with the schedule. So again, we proceeded using the guidelines from the College Board. So that concludes the presentation, Superintendent, and I'll turn it over to you.
Yolanda did a great job with the team putting this together, and I thank the principals for stepping up and advocating for their kids, as they always do. We've reviewed this with Patrick Sullivan and facilities, Bob Kirshner, relative to the safety, and they approved the plan, as did our Public Health Commissioner, Ellen Carlton Harris. So now I'll open it up to any questions that folks might have.
Dr. Johnson, Yolanda, thank you very much. I know it's to get it done, and it's been a challenging time right now on that. And I want to thank Superintendent Ward and the whole team. He worked very closely with Commissioner of Health and Human Services, Commissioner by Dr. Anthony Fauci, Helen Carlton Harris, Scott Sullivan with facilities. We brought on Bob Kirshner now, who is independently an industrial hygienist, looking at all our buildings. And again, we do not have any type of air quality issue. It is with COVID-19, the movement and ventilation of air. But the superintendent, Dr. Johnson, it is so important that our students, our kids, are able to take these tests so they are not hindered when they want to move on to college, higher ed. And we're gonna follow all the proper protocols. I want to thank all the principals. Principal Tokars is on for making this work, and we'll go from there. So I don't know if there's any other questions or comments on this. I'm sorry, did I hear some? Ms. Naylor?
Yes, I did have a question. I didn't see a copy of the presentation, so I was trying to follow along with the presentation as Dr. Johnson was presenting it. I may have missed this, so I just wanted to get some clarification on it. Which schools is it that we're going to have students at again?
Dr. Johnson, could you clarify that, please?
Sure. All of our high schools, with the exception of Conservatory of the Arts, because they will join Renaissance. And for our alternative school campuses, as you know, there are several. And Ms. Jacobs is going to use one site, and I believe it's Springfield High School. Yes.
All right. And so the protocols that will be in place for students that are going to be entering and staff entering the building, can you reiterate that again to me?
Yes, we're going to be, students and teachers will be in two groups, an A group and a B group, with a group starting early. And what we're going to do with the nurses is we're going to check students in, of course, social distancing, check them in and escort cohorts of 10 to one class. And within that class, every class will be assigned a second person to support the movement, making sure that students are going to the restroom one at a time, that we are following the direction one way in, one way out, ensuring that when students are leaving the building, it's done safely. And that's one of the great things about having the team, a group A and a group B, because we're not going to have large groups congregating. In the classrooms, we'll only have 10 students because we feel that that is the best way and the safest way to ensure that there's ample space and distancing. And also minimizing conversation, masks, and it's gonna definitely be a tight protocol along with our nursing supervisor guiding us through this.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, Superintendent Warwick.
Yeah, I have another presentation. Paul Foster has put together for us a remote learning report, which is some facts and data of our school opening that I thought I was very pleased to see it. So, Paul, are you on?
Where'd it go?
I am on, and I was muted. Sorry about that.
Great.
How are you, Stats?
Thanks, Paul.
I'm well. How are you?
Got a great start. Thanks to Paul and his team. They've been absolutely incredible, and we're off to a great start. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. And you all can see my slides okay?
Perfect.
Yep.
So I'm just going to breeze through this pretty quick. The superintendent asked me to give you a quick update on where we are with remote learning from a data perspective. This is just a real quick, when we look at the laptops we've distributed to students, how many have been used. And so you can see this is pretty much all of them in terms of the laptops we've distributed, right? This is upwards of 24,000 laptops in the hands of our students at home. This, I shared with you at the last meeting some initial data. So this is now with about 2.5 weeks in. That's what, for this kind of as of this data. This is hits on, this is limited just to instructional, educational applications. These are hits coming from our SPS issued laptops. So I know I mentioned last time, there are a subset of our students who are continuing to do their remote learning using a personal device. That doesn't show up in this data. But you can see these numbers are millions of hits per day. What I really want you to see on this graph is the increase. So some of that is on 9/21. That's when our kindergarten students started. So you're going to see a bump from the first week to the second week. But also, you know, as you know, some of our families were struggling with some of the technology. We had some work to do to help with that and to support students to get online. But you can see the way it's been steadily increasing to the point where yesterday was our highest day yet in terms of the number of hits on educational sites. I just wanted to give you a look at what a day looks like. So I just picked a day. This happens to be Tuesday. By time of day, and so this is thousands of hits, right? So thousands of hits on instructional sites per hour. And the important thing to see here is that our schedule that was developed with principals and with the CSOs and the academic team it really appears to be working, right? The students are online, they're learning during the morning. You can see a dip when we're giving students a break for lunch. And then you see it picks right back up in the afternoon. And you can see, it starts in the 7 to 8 hours. It's lower, obviously, because that's only our high schools at that point. And then you can see in the 3 to 4 hours lower, because at that point the secondary schools are done with their synchronous learning day. This I shared last time. Just these are when we look at the destinations, and this is across all websites and applications our students might be going to. The top ones continue to be the ones that we're using for remote learning. So, we're certainly concerned about the possibility that students might be going off and doing things other than learning using the computer. And you can see very clearly the students are using the laptops we provided for learning purposes. Just to share about the support. So I shared last time that we were launching the new student help desk on the 21st. So we didn't get up to that till September 21st. So this the start of the second week of school. And again, this is through a partner that's providing a customer service support to students and families struggling with the technology. So a couple things here. One is you can see the huge numbers, right? So on that first day, the new help desk fielded more than 1,000 requests for help. But what I really want you to see here is the steady decline, which reflects students and families getting the help they need, getting whatever their issues and challenges are resolved, and getting back into learning. And it picked up a little bit after the weekend, but you can see so far this week we see that continuing to decline. And these are this help desk is by call, by chat, and by email. I will say, wait times have been longer than we would have liked on the help desk because of the volume, but that'll continue to get better. And for anyone listening, afternoons are slower for us than mornings. So if you wait and give us a call in the afternoon, you're going to get to us quicker. And lastly, I think you all know that we have been delivering replacement laptops. And again, thanks to Vanpool, who's been a partner in doing that. And these are deliveries going to folks' homes. And you can see this actually has been increasing over the last couple of weeks. So this week, we've been delivering around 100 laptops every day to students' homes. And so this is, if a student calls the help desk and they ultimately reach the point where they can't fix it remotely, this is what we go to, is delivering a replacement to the home. And with that is the end of that report.
Thank you, Paul.
Any questions or comments? Thank you, Paul. Mr. Foster, ATA Stats. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Superintendent Warwick?
Yeah, again, I was going to talk about the Brightwood Lincoln tour we went through this week. It's coming along absolutely fabulous. Daniel O'Connell doing a tremendous job, and Denisco, our designer, doing a tremendous job. It's ahead of schedule. and the design and construction is just absolutely fabulous. But again, ahead of schedule and really a great job. And again, thanks to Maria for leading the community effort in there, making sure we had community input. And we had, along with some school committee representation, a nice representation from the community there too that are very excited about the project. There was a piece that Patty had sent out about two of our kids, graduates from Putnam last year, Devin Martin and Rafael Rivera. Again, 2020 graduates. They got accepted in the New England Laborers Union Apprenticeship Program, working for Palmer Paving. They're graduates of our construction craft program, but they're off to a great start. It's just what Putnam's designed to do, so congratulations to Devin and Raphael. And then looking at attendance, I looked at the school staff report this morning, and our student attendance in school opened is 92.1%. So very, very encouraging through September 30th. So again, off to a great start. On the lunch program, we've delivered over 3,200,000 meals to students in school closed in March. So absolutely tremendous job to Pat Rhodes, the Sodexo team, Tim Gray. Now, Pat, with the budget that we have, Naz wants us to work some steaks into the program as well. So can you let me know when those steaks are going to go out? But 3,200,000 meals out to families during this pandemic. Just a Herculean effort. And tip my cap to you and the staff. Absolutely incredible. And keep up the great work. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Superintendent Ward. Any questions or comments on the superintendent's report? Okay, hearing none, we'll go to unfinished business. Hearing none, we'll go to new business. Is there a motion on the floor for adjournment? So moved. Motion by Vice Chair Collins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Naylor. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Naylor?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham absent. Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
And Mayor Sarno?
Yes, with insufficient votes, this matter passes. Good health to each and every one of you. Our viewing audience.
See you guys. Take care. God bless.
Everyone,
Thank you.
take care.